Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time, and that whenever and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're in your apartment or your house or your tent. If you live in a tent, my son says, we have a tent, we should live in the living room. In a tent, Mom. Double quarantine. I hope that wherever you are in this moment, that you are looking at the silver lining of all that's going on in the world right now. I know it looks really bleak. I know it looks terrible. I know it feels so irritating when they tell you you can't leave. Even if you had zero plans to travel in the next 5 years, as soon as they say, sorry, travel ban, can't leave, oh my God, doesn't that just get your dander up? Doesn't that just make you so angry? It does me a little bit. Well, what if I wanted to go somewhere? What if I wanted to travel to California, see my kid? But do I really want to be on a plane? You got to ask yourself that. Do I really want to be on a plane? No, you don't. You don't want to get coronavirus, duh, right? No one does. No one wants to get sick. But we don't want to be told what to do either. Especially, I'm an American, it's like almost like born and bred into us for 200 years. We do what we want. We are our own people, our own persons. But people in the United States know that they're about to go under lockdown and quarantine in several places. They know, they feel it coming. So they're going out to eat one more time. They're going out to events one more time. And that might be the one time you probably shouldn't have gone out. So if that's you, just rethink that, please. Just rethink it. Just stay home. Go home. Stay home. Get all the things you need. Get all your emergency supplies. And yes, get an extra, giant 12 quadruple roll of toilet paper. Get everything that you need. Get all your supplies. Get ready to bunker in. Hunker down. Hold down the fort. It's okay. We're going to be okay. Everyone in the world is in the same position right now. So I wanted to tell you guys the silver linings that I have thought about today, that came into my mind. These are the good things coming out of this. Number one, we are all in unity, being socially distancing and isolated together, but we're all together. It's creating a form of unity. In that unity, we're finding love and compassion. And we're finding things to smile about, in spite of the hardships. Number two, there's a lot of funny memes out there. Oh my God, guys. Hilarious memes out there. I saw one today, Spiegel from Lord of the Rings, holding holding toilet paper, and it says, "My precious." Oh my God, that was hilarious. I saw another meme of a couple alien women, like grays, sitting on the couch. They had lipstick. That's why they're women. It's kind of a sexist cartoon. And then, these guys walk in there, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we're watching Earth 2020. The shit is getting wild. like our world is a reality TV for aliens. And it probably very much is, right? And then the third one I saw today, which I thought was funny, was, it was in Spanish. But it was a roll of toilet paper with a bloody handprint Wilson face from Tom Hanks' movie Castaway. And I thought that was so freaking funny because it's like, it was just like, it says it literally in Spanish, the translation in English says, day 3 of quarantine, and I will call you Wilson. Like, it's his only friend, and it's toilet paper, and he's calling it Wilson. Like, that's who he will be talking to from now on. So, I mean, it's just, I saw an adorable sticker today, and I made a meme myself on my Instagram feed. You go check it out at Mermaid Girl 888. I only put out 2 things today, but one of them said basically, who else needs a Quarantini? I thought that was so cute. That's not my word, Quarantini, but I did steal it just so I can make my own meme. It's just, there's a lot of things going on, but the humor is the second thing. And I love that. And the third thing, and in the unity too, by the way, I told you guys about the opera singer who shares his gifts with the world every day during quarantine at 6 o'clock every night, steps out onto his balcony, and he sings Italian opera. Oh my God, that's like the coolest thing ever. And in other cities, people will put out blast hip-hop music and do like a laser light show in the sky in their neighborhood out their window, because they just want to feel that solidarity and that joie de vivre while we still vive. I love that, so the humor and the sharing and the unity. The third thing, the third silver lining of this coronavirus thing is this: travel has been restricted all over the world. There are no flights. There are no flights. No international flights. There are no buses running between provinces here in Ecuador. All the borders have been closed. Colombia and Peru and Ecuador, we're all on lockdown now. We are under lockdown for 15 days, I think they said, and other places are locked down for 21 days. All the flights have been canceled. The last flights have left Cuenca, and there will be no more for weeks. So the irony and silver lining of this is that how many generations have we been polluting the environment with all of our travel by cars, bus, planes, everything. And the earth fought back, I guess. It's not really, I think it's man-made, to be honest, but the virus has gotten out, and now we can't travel. So basically, we attacked the lungs of the earth for this whole time, and now we're being attacked in our lungs. I mean, tete-a-tete. It's, fair is fair. It's going head-to-head with Mother Nature. Even if it's not a nature-created virus, which I know it's not. I just know in my heart. I just feel it's not. But it's being transmitted via natural means through sneezing. It's hanging in the air, and people are breathing it in. And it's going in their eyes. If you even wear a mask, your eyes are still open, and your eyes, that's your fluid contact with the world. These droplets hang in the air for up to 2 weeks. So the virus is very light. Scary. It's scary. So I want you guys to think about that scary part right now. Just protect yourself. Stay indoors. I think if it's very, very, very rainy outside and it's a very heavy rain, wait till it's over, and maybe before it dries, maybe you can open your window for a few. I'm not recommending it, but I'm saying if you're desperate for air. I think I might stand in the sun every few days at 8 in the morning when the sun opens, turns my dark curtains into like nothing. It's like the sun is so strong here, it comes through these really thick curtains like they're paper. But we are in a situation, a very weird and unique situation, that all pollution in the world, it might be abated in just like 3 weeks. And I mean, I've heard people say, well, what if we could just, stop all transportation for a month? Pollution would be so low. It would be down. We have nothing to pollute anymore. I know here in Ecuador, we can't leave the house after 9 o'clock at night. We can't leave before 5 in the morning. Everyone is legally obligated to stay indoors. We had, over the weekend, last week like a week ago, we had 17 cases. Hopped up to 21 by Friday. Over the weekend, it was 37. Now we have 113 cases. In 48 hours, it's tripled. More than tripled. And those are the cases they know about. They set up 7 testing centers in this city where I live alone. Yesterday, I reported that we had our first case. And that's right after I learned that. I went out and bought as much groceries as possible so that I could hunker in for a month. And now there's 4 people hospitalized. Actually, the one lady, she wasn't even hospitalized yet. She was just in her house. Now there's 4 people hospitalized in this city, and 3 others being forced by government. And they have to report every day what's going on with them, with the Ministry of Health. I mean, it's starting to hit the fan, man. And even the vice president of Ecuador says, I think that it's quite possible that there are thousands of cases in Ecuador, but they haven't been tested yet. We don't know much about the virus. We don't know how deep it goes. But the one good thing is this, and this is so weird. Like, it's hard to get better when there's pollution all around you. So if you do get it and no one's allowed to drive, there's no flights. There's not going to be crisscrossing crap in the sky, chemtrails in the U.S. anymore. They'll be gone. And it's all coming. It's all coming. We're all going to be under this quarantine thing, and which is good. It's good. It's good. It's good news, because all the pollution will clear up, and those of us that, if you do get sick, if I get sick, we will have the air to breathe that will help us get better. And so far so good. I don't have it. I've been sick all day, but not with that. I've been sick, I think maybe with stress. Maybe I'm an empath taking on people's stuff. So I've been trying to address that all day. And I've been counseling people all day that are going through a hard time with this. But you don't have to. So those are the 3 things. We have the unity. We're all in this together. We're all having the same experience as everyone else on the planet right now. That's a trip, right? And all the humor, all the funny stuff. It's hilarious. There's a lot of funny stuff. Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, they're putting out funny stuff still. From home. They're still trying to make us laugh. Even Ellen was pointing out. Seth MacFarlane put a picture of his cat. Of course, I told him that cat's probably going to eat his face if he dies, so... The look on the cat's face, though, I mean, seriously, it's hilarious. There's a lot of really hilarious cat memes today. One had got erased, had the F word in it, but it was so worth it. Oh my God. I was so glad I got to see it. But there's a lot of humor going on, so the unification, the humor, and the fact that the earth will be given a chance to heal over the next 2 to 4 weeks. And if the quarantines go as long as they say that it's possible, July or August, imagine a world without air pollution for that long of time. What will we do with ourselves when the golden age of man is finally here and is brought down, or literally brought down from heaven to us? Heaven on earth, by the crown chakra of the planet, which is in China, from a virus called Crown. It seems to me all too spiritually perfect in a way. So, my son and I were talking today about what we can do, and we started cleaning the house. And he got some bleach and water, mixed it, and put it in a spray bottle. And after sweeping the floors thoroughly, he went around and he sprayed all the floors and then wiped them all down and waited for them to dry and sprayed them back down with bleach again. We're going to do it again tomorrow. He's like, we'll tackle your room tomorrow, and then we're going to do his room probably tomorrow. And we're putting hand sanitizer on like door handles and stuff. Lysol wipes. We're wiping everything down. And we started thinking about, like, what if, even though we're fine, there might be other people in the building that get sick. So we put a barricade up, blocked all the airflow from the hallway in our apartment. We could still get, air from the windows, but like, we're getting really serious about this. It's like, man, my ego's like, well, I just want to go out and, get some tonic water, or, maybe I just need a Snickers bar from next door. It'll be okay. It's still vegetarian, because we've been eating like vegetables, it's all we're eating now. We're just trying to eat very, very, very clean, high vibration and healthy. But there was something, let me think about this. There was something, or a few somethings I want to read to you guys today. There was an international or national day of prayer in New York City. And you can continue to pray, obviously, and I know you guys will. I know you guys do. By the way, thank you for your prayers. Jude DeKoff finally woke up today, not sick from the coronavirus. Thank you, God. He actually is better. He is my near twin flame. He's had coronavirus for a couple weeks. He finally woke up and he's better. He was self-quarantining and he's healthy. You guys that prayed for him, thank you. Did a good job. And he is feeling really good now. So, thank God. Let me see here. I'm trying to find this. My friend, she was literally one of my first people outside of my family that I ever met. Her son, Tommy, and I grew up together. He was born on the 6th of August. I was born on the 25th. So, he's the older one. I'm the wiser one. But, okay. This was like for tonight, but you know what? Let's go ahead. When you hear this, just do it the night you hear it. We should do this ongoing every night. So they said 9 o'clock tonight, everybody is asked to please join for 3 minutes to pray for the transformation of the coronavirus situation in the world. Visualize and ask for healing anointing and energy like rain to fall and soak every inch of land in the world. All flu virus, coronavirus, and pneumonia-like illnesses supernaturally die out by themselves, evaporated and extinguished from the world. No more report of new cases. And visualize this, okay? Visualize the feeling of relief. See the smiles amongst the medical people and the public. Watch them as they shout out with victory on their faces, saying, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for your love, for your grace, and your mercy. That everything will begin to come back to normal once again." So please, you guys, tell everybody, pass this message on to anyone who you know will participate in the prayer. Tell everybody. Let's do it every night at 9, no matter where in the world you are. That makes it easier, right? So whenever you hear this and you tell the people, the power of worldwide prayer helps to activate the positive energy and the healing power in the world. It's only 3 minutes a day. And, we're all quarantined. What else are you going to do? So I wanted to read that to you. All right, so this is St. Patty's Day. Now I'm going to tell you guys a few things about St. Patty's Day. So, first of all, there are only 2 kinds of people in the world, says an old Irish saying. Those who are Irish and those who wish they were. But of course, that's a pot of blarney on St. Patty's Day, of course. Because that's when we are all Irish. So if you are listening to this in future St. Patty's Days to come, and you're not wearing green, I am virtually pinching you right now. So basically, St. Patrick's Day is an original Roman Catholic feast day for St. Padraig. He was Ireland's patron saint and used to only be celebrated before the 1600s in Ireland, but it evolved into a secular holiday that has nothing to do with religion in the 1700s, when the Irish immigrants in the United States started holding the St. Patty's Day parade. And remember, today is the only day in 250 years of St. Patty's Day that there is not a parade in New York City because of coronavirus. The luck of the Irish, though. But to be honest, I did watch a Dropkick Murphys concert tonight. They streamed live from Boston. It was incredible. Just go look up Dropkick Murphys. You could see it. Watch the replay on YouTube. So basically, it's not as much, the St. Patty's Day parades are not as much a show of patriotism as they were the opportunity for Irish immigrants to make a political statement about how discontented they were due to having such a low social status in America, because we did not deserve that. Our people, my adopted family, as well as my birth family, have roots coming directly from Ireland, from my mother's and my father's side in my genetic history, as well as the people who adopted me from my mother's side. They were Irish as well. So I have a very deep love and abiding passion for all things Irish. But today's St. Patrick's Day, according to the Christian Science Monitor article from 10 years ago. Oh my God, it's so old. But still good. It's a good one. They have some good information. This is a transcontinental celebration of Irish culture everywhere. And of course, we have our foods. We've got our corned beef, and we wear green, and we pinch our friends that don't wear green because everyone's Irish on St. Patty's Day. But you know what? I'm going to tell you guys, according to this article, why do we have those traditions? Why green? Actually, blue was the first color associated with St. Patrick. And later in the 17th century, it changed over to green. It's one of the colors of the Irish flag. And it's been used in the flags of several Irish revolutionary groups throughout the history of Ireland. And Ireland, of course, is the Emerald Isle. It rains there so much, everything is green. So we're celebrating it with green, the color of spring, it's spring now too. Happy spring, by the way. And we have the shamrocks, and that's the luck of the Irish. If you can find a 4-leaf clover, that's good luck as well. They're very rare, that's why. Because luck is rare. Luck is especially rare for the Irish people for some unknown reason. By the way, they do dye the Chicago River green every year. I don't know if they did it this year. I forgot to look. For 40 years, though, they've been dyeing the the Chicago River green. Kind of crazy. I wonder if it dyes the fish. That would be so strange. So, when you have an authentic meal that's Irish, you think corned beef and cabbage. But we used to have cabbage and potatoes as our staple food in Ireland, and traditionally that's eaten with Irish bacon. But the reason why they eat corned beef starting from New York, and then that's spread out as a tradition, and corned beef is like amazing. But Irish immigrants in America could not afford bacon, low social status, and so my ancestors had to substitute it with corned beef, which is a cheaper alternative that we got from the Jewish immigrants, which is pretty cool. So why do people get pinched when they don't wear green? Well, I always tell people you can't pinch me because my eyes are green. My eyes are green. I always have green on, even if I'm naked. I always have my green on. Actually, I've got tattoos of green, so forevermore. But this is an American tradition started in the 1700s. St. Patty's Day revelers thought that wearing green will make you invisible to the leprechauns, makes you invisible to the fairy creatures, and they will pinch you. They'll pinch anyone that they can see. Of course, if you're not wearing green, they can see you. That's why you get pinched. So, we as Irish folk, we gotta perpetuate this, and we have to pinch you to remind you that you're about to be pinched also by the fairy folk. The leprechauns are going to get you on St. Patty's Day. So that's some of the Irish traditions from the United States. So why the immigrants had these crazy traditions. All right, so I'm gonna go into a few things here tonight. Okay, let's go to our space weather. Normal news today. Solar wind has picked up since yesterday. 391.1 kilometers per second is the solar wind. It started, we did get some solar winds reaching Earth. I felt them about an hour ago. They will be coming fast and furious throughout, from the time you hear this, if you hear it in the next 24 hours. Today, tomorrow, and the next day as well, because more flow of solar winds have come out of that corona hole, and they'll reach us on the 19th as well. So basically the 18th and the 19th, and we're going to have double whammy possibly on the 19th with that. So be prepared to feel more Ascension symptoms at this time. We've had now 7 days without a sunspot, which means we are vulnerable to radiation. Our thermospheric climate index is still cold, and our neutron counts from coming out of Oulu, Finland, they're reporting are very high. Lots of cosmic radiation coming our way right now. The All-Sky Fireball Network from NASA, from their All-Sky cameras, have reported 11 fireballs. 11. So there's that. And the Schumann Resonance news from Disclosure News on IT is very strange today, because they talk about how the graph started the bang today after first peak at power 36 at 9:30 UTC time. Then the activity continued as predicted and continued to increase from 21 UTC time. The movements increased in intensity up to power 45. So basically, it says 45 hertz frequency, right? And then it seems that after that, we'll have further activity, they say. And then there's no other report. And then it says, just for the little picture that they have, it just says power 50. So I'm assuming it reached 50, but they don't actually put that in the actual written report because they don't have another report. Very strange. Heartmath.org. Let's see where we are today. We have 6 more numbers to report as far as Schumann Resonance are concerned. California started off at midnight at 63 hertz frequency, and by 4 a.m. they were at 62. still pretty high, right? Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, they've been zeroing out all week. They're still at 0. Lithuania started off at 127 hertz frequency at midnight, and by 4 a.m., they went to 125 hertz frequency. So Alberta, Canada was at 101 hertz frequency at midnight, and by 4 a.m., they went down to 97 hertz frequency. And Northland, New Zealand, they start off at 66 hertz frequency at midnight, and they went down to 58 by 4 a.m. Now, the winner, always, and forevermore, it seems that the winners are going to be the people in Hululu, South Africa. They're having the highest amount of energy in the Schumann Resonance scale. Starting off at 209 hertz frequency at midnight, they went down by 4 a.m. only to 207. So that's still rather a large number. All right, in A Course in Miracles, we are on lesson 256. You may find the Foundation for Inner Peace at acim.org, or you can just go get an app. They're all free. All free, always will be. So, okay. Lesson 256 is, God is the only goal I have today. God is the only goal I have today. The way to God is through forgiveness here. There is no other way. If sin had not been cherished by the mind, what need would there have been to find the way to where you are? Who would still be uncertain? Who could be unsure of who he is? And who would yet remain asleep in heavy clouds of doubt about the holiness of him whom God created sinless? Here we can but dream. We can dream we have forgiven him in whom all sin remains impossible. And it is this we choose to dream today. God is our goal. Forgiveness is the means by which our minds return to him at last. And so, our Father, would we come to you in your appointed way. We have no goal except to hear your voice and find the way your sacred word has pointed out to us. God is the only goal I have today. All right, guys, I promised you yesterday that we were going to go into it. ShriandKira.com, I highly recommend these people. They've been on the Ascension path consciously for like 30 years. Maybe more. I think maybe possibly 40. You know, like me, I've been on this path too, but I didn't realize, I kind of didn't really believe the Ascension was going to be real. I was mistaken. It is real. We're all ascending at our different paths and our different rates, but kind of together, right? But SRI is how you spell Shri, and Kira is Kira. So ShriandKira.com, SRIANDKIRA.com. They have a Shri and Kira website on, that's their website, but they have a YouTube channel I highly recommend. They are incredible human beings. They live here in Ecuador, about 45 minutes away from me. And no, I don't know them and never met them. I do know somebody who they know, though, who's also in the New Age community. So this is what's going on. All right. 2020 presents with 18 symptoms with 2 frequencies or culminating symptoms that will assist all who choose to experience a core release as 2022 culminates. So this is what they have to say. I'm going to go over these Ascension symptoms. Hopefully we'll get through them really quickly, because tonight I have a special treat for you. I'm going to teach you what to do in your Q time. Yeah, quarantine time. So mind, body, and soul. I have suggestions in all categories for you tonight. What can you do while you are stuck at home, bored as you know what? Okay. The primary core ascension symptoms are readily experienced as the sacred union of your physical form with your ascended presence progresses. A. Intense upper chakra symptoms starting in 2020 through the year 2022. And that also means, you guys, that's your crown, your 8th, your 9th, your 10th, and your 12th chakra. 11th is below your feet. At least in the way that Divine Father, Heavenly Father, he told me. Prime Creator basically taught me that. And I taught it in my chakras class last year. I did different class for different chakras. So for weeks, I did several chakra classes. If you're brand new to the show, by all means, go back to last year's and listen to those episodes, because I always have fun and cool advice in the beginning, but also I teach my podcast is like a teaching workshop. I mean, I probably should just be charging big money for this, but nah, you guys get the information for free because I love you and I want you to ascend and wake up with me, and someday we're going to party together. So when the heaven on earth is finally here, and I feel like this is right. I mean, even my son looked at me tonight and he says, Mom, do you feel like this is right? There's something that feels so right about this. I'm like, yeah, totally. I hope you guys are feeling that. You're catching that wave, because even though there's like this negative energy about it, the fear and there's still a rightness to this. There's a holiness in everything, and I hope you guys are feeling it. I know I am. So B, they say, fear is an ascension symptom. Oh my God. I'm not going to read all the things that they said about this, so go to ShriandKara.com to read all they wrote about fear. But fear brings you to an awareness moment. It is a gift. When you anchor in the heart, fear then becomes visible, and it assists you to be aware of the vast infiltration into consciousness. This experience will inform you, and it'll help you up-level your choices towards your healing and or union with your higher self, which is the ascension, right? So they have a lot more to say about fear. I'm going to skip past it because it's not really long, but we got to get into this. There's 18 ascension energy symptoms of 2020, and they did do a video on this, which is excellent. So if you want to hear their explanations, they go into it further and in depth, but we're going to go over it real quick, because I want you to understand that not only are you experiencing fear as a teacher and informant to show you where fear has impermeated your energy, your aura, your culture of your family, the culture of your community, the culture of yourself, right? So the energy of symptoms, number 1 is your ascended heart will be anchoring. And this came forward right at the beginning of the new year. And these are the symptoms for the whole year, by the way. So if you're listening to this 6 months from now, it's still relevant to you. Okay? So from this point, your first through third chakra issues reveal the cycle of awareness and the integration of the physical form with your ascended presence. So the lift of awareness into the 4th chakra, which is your heart chakra, as ascended presence brings rapid resolution and healing to all of your issues of your first 3 chakras. Now, the next one, I loved this. I'm not going to read what they wrote, but you can, and please do, because it's excellent. I'm just going to say, listen, everything in your life right now, it's going to either make you tired or inspired. If you're about to do something and you feel really tired, that's a symbol, or is that, according to Akira, what she said on their video, is that if you feel tired, what happens is that's 3D. You're hooking into the energy of the 3D material world. When you feel inspired by something and you feel like, yeah, I can't wait to do that. Whether it's, writing the great American novel or finger painting, anything that makes you go, yeah, that's actually, it's the energy of that is coming from the 5D world. So it's really, really cool. Chronic tiredness is a signal of resistance. It's a need to control. And inspiration energy is a signal of where your consciousness is oriented. So just be very careful. When you're tired, it's where you're engaged. If, some things make me very tired. Dense interactions, like when someone tries to argue with me, I'm like, sorry, shut down my, AI robot body. I'm just kidding. I'm a real person. But I just feel like, ooh, and it's just, I'm done. I have to fall asleep. It's like so strange if someone starts coming at me with a combative energy. I'll either walk away from it or I'll literally start to snooze. So you're going to have enlightening in your crown chakra. You're going to start feeling in your physical cranium light infused into your head. Throat head issues, shoulder, neck pain will happen. Headaches affected by light. This is the fourth one. These headaches will be related to the inner light and the outer light as well. So in the sunlight, and you're like, and also when all the light is pouring in your head, and I know you guys feel it, and I hear it as tinnitus, but I'm hearing it as multiple things. But it's like kind of a phase, when they're phasing people, beaming, and Scotty beams people up from the planet on Star Trek. That's what I feel like inside my head. So much light like that, just bits and particles of light. So, basically, number 5 is you're craving more light, which is ironic, right? That's what Kira said. They were laughing about this. So even though you're getting these headaches caused by light, you're craving more light. You feel like you always have to have constant lights around you. I know when I wake up in the morning, I have to open up all my curtains. I keep my bathroom light on when it's working. And we open up all of our windows. We're just like as far as the curtains, we open all the curtains up. Have to have light constantly. And I start to get like kind of sad when the sun goes down. I've noticed that I feel a little like, now I gotta wait till tomorrow. Damn it. Another 12 hours before I can see light again. It's like all I want is a light. I'm craving it. And maybe you guys are too. 6, hypersensitivity to the light. So when you go outside, you have to wear sunglasses. It's like, damn, that's bright. And you feel like you have to protect your crown chakra. A lot of people are feeling 5G radiation issues, sensitivity to the radiation, as well as the cosmic radiation coming in. I'm thinking, they didn't say that, but I am. And you're hypersensitive to the light. It's so much light. But 7, you're both craving and simultaneously hypersensitivity to the light. And this will be experienced in waves and flows. Number 8, sense of distortion of reality, as all of your eyes are now adapting to your new vision. So your eyes of your ascended presence, as well as your physical eyes. So they're trying to figure it out. Have you had days where you wake up and you just can't frickin' see anything? I have. I can't read my phone. I can't read my tablet. I can't even see anything. I can't even read what's on Netflix to put something on TV. So I just have those days where I just keep my eyes closed and I meditate and I pray. And then later in the afternoon, my eyesight gets better and I can see again. It's really freaking weird. I've noticed this quite a bit. So all of your eyes are adapting to your new vision. Your third eye, as well as, I think from the 8th chakra, I think I'm seeing stuff. It's weird. If I meditate, I could see stuff when I'm in my spirit, like when I'm attached to that. So, I don't know. It's really weird. Number 9. An overall physical fatigue from just trying to adapt to all this multidimensional sight. You're just feeling tired from it. It is exhausting, isn't it? If you're trying to see and just do a basic thing and then you're just like, I need a nap now. Doesn't mean you're getting old. It's just you're trying to adapt and your physical body's it's a lot. It's multidimensional sight. This is especially prevalent, they say, when you're performing tasks in the outer world. And it's resolved just by resting in a calm environment, It's just closing your eyes, meditating, falling asleep even. And it does resolve it, I know. I know if I blink my eyes a lot, sometimes I start to feel a little bit better. I could see a little bit better. Ascension anxiety. Are you scared you're not doing it right? You're worried about your progression? Maybe other people going faster or better than you somehow? A lot of people are having that. Being anxiety ridden over the ascension. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're going to be fine. But if you have the anxiety, it's just part of the symptoms of the year. Number 11, hyper hearing, you guys. You're now much more having the ability to hear things from super, super far away. The other day, I heard a conversation. People were whispering like 2 or 3 blocks from here, and I could hear what they were saying. It was so weird. I was like, what? But I also, remember I told you like a couple timelines ago, I was actually hearing my cousin talk bad about me. She lives in frickin' like the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and I'm in South America, totally different continent, but I could hear her. There's like this, not only are we having adapting to our eyes, our spiritual eyes, we have spiritual ears. Those who have spiritual eyes and spiritual ears to see and to hear, that's us. Super cool, right? So, but also says that there's this hyper hearing is a new level of acuity, background of higher pitched sounds versus the hum of prior years of vibratory escalation. Now, on the video, Shri, he was saying that he also noticed, even in the past couple weeks, that it's not just like the tone is different and it's a higher octave tone. Have you ever had a chord? So now your tinnitus is like, it's like 4 or 5 tones at once. Because I know I am definitely hearing that. But then when that goes away, my hearing is like so hyper. Like I can hear people are listening to on their radio down the block. I'm like hearing sounds I couldn't tune into before. Number 12, dimensional spaciness. This is a selfless sense of experience, they say on the website, somewhat disorienting, as now you're engaged in the awareness of flow without a controlling agenda, and you might be consciously losing time, like you're just like, you're there and you're just kind of like, all right, yeah, here's the energy of the day, and then all of a sudden 4 hours have passed, right? Or 2 hours have passed, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Or the time flow, man. It's just like you can't even manage your time anymore because you're dimensionally spacey. Letting intent guide you rather than planning to control things. Because we're letting go of the 3D world, right? Number 13, this one I thought was strange. Your feet are learning how to walk in a new way. You're literally learning how to walk again. You're trying to find your balance. Have you found yourself like consciously making an effort to make every step when you go downstairs? I know I am, but since I broke my leg, I always did, but it feels a little bit different. Like I want to walk and run and but we're getting used to it, and they said it's going to affect people more if you are very, very grounded, right? And this is going to be funny because if you are a vegan or a vegetarian and you're always going, oh, I feel so spacey, I need a ground, I need a ground, I need a ground, I need a ground. Are you having a hard time walking now? Because all the grounding you've done. It's hilarious, right? And I'm the opposite. I've been a meat eater, so I didn't need a ground. Eating meat was my ground. That's what higher self told me. Like Prime Creator told me this like last year, and I was like, oh my God, that's such a difference. Because when I get really irritated when people go, you need a ground, everyone needs a ground, you got a ground. Let's shut up about the grounding already. I'm my own lightning rod, dude. I've already been hit by lightning. I am my own ground. I don't need to be grounding myself into the earth when I'm trying to raise my vibration up to the sky. I feel like I'm trying to raise it up. I'm not trying to raise it down, lower it down. But, we need a balance of everything. But for me, my balance was just eating meat, having a steak once a week, having a couple pieces of chicken a week, Like, I don't eat a lot of meat, but when I do, that's always been like my ground. Even having eggs, that's been my ground. But so I'm not having as much of a hard time as walking as people that are vegetarian or even vegans, especially the vegans, because you're ground, and you're putting all your energy down. Now the earth is wobbly. The Schumann Resonance is freaking off the charts. It's crazy. So you might feel a little bit wobbly, a little weird. You just got used to your land legs, landlubber. And now we're getting our air legs. Forget sea legs. It's almost like we're getting our air legs, our energetic, vibrational air legs. It's so weird. Anyway, they didn't say that. I'm saying that part. So 14 is energy, pulsing, and adaptation. Your tendons and your joints have inflammation and arthritis like symptoms. This is due to the energy currents pulsing through all your tissues. Your connective tissues literally are bringing integration of the energy into form. Your connective tissues connect you to your 5D body. And all that energy is pouring in, and as it's pouring in, we're feeling physical pain. That's why I'm telling you guys about the Wim Hof method the other day. Wim Hofing it, baby. You go in and take a cold shower sometimes, and that does help take away that extra inflammation out of your joints. It does help. I've got ice packs constantly. I've got 4 or 5 ice packs in my freezer. In fact, I'm burning up right now. I'm feeling like when at the break in a few minutes, I'm gonna put some ice on my back and my neck because of the pain, because of the joints, because the extra energy, the flow just came from, I feel it from the sun and the cosmos right now. And I'm feeling like I'm burning up. Absolutely burning up. The dogs are going crazy outside. I don't know if you guys hear it. But anyway, so pain in all of its forms is signaling your up level moment. So every time you feel a lot of pain, boom, baby, you're going up in vibration. That is a signal. It's okay. Don't feel like you're doing it wrong, and don't worry and don't have anxiety like, well, if I'm feeling pain, how spiritual can I be? I've had those moments even recently. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful for Sheree and Kara. So I'm sharing their stuff with you guys. So pain in all of its forms can signal those up-level moments. It is a call to mindfulness and loving non-resistance in present time. I accept those changes, higher self. I accept these changes, God. I accept them, universe. Thank you. Be grateful in those moments. 16, heightened sensitivity to foods, spices, smells, colors, and everything, virtually everything. And most of the ones that you're going to suddenly be sensitive to are going to surprise you. You guys, I told you this a couple weeks ago, that I started feeling like every time I eat anything or drink anything, I'm like, whoa! Super hypersensitive to everything. I mean, if I eat like a bite of a piece of candy, not even a whole piece of candy, just a little tiny bit, I feel like I'm having this massive sugar rush throughout my whole body, like zing. If I have a sip of caffeine, coffee or guarana, doesn't matter. Even when there's not a lot of sugar in it, it's just like so much power in that. And even when I eat just normal, like a piece of fruit or my vegetable soup, I eat like half of the bowl of soup, and I feel like I've had 3 bowls of soup. I'm hypersensitive. I'm eating less because I'm hypersensitive to the food that I am eating. It's been very, very, very weird. All right. So heightened sensitivity to spices too, and smells and colors might be affecting you as well. You might be looking at a hot pink and like, now, baby, you got so much energy. You might be burning up because you looked at something bright, And I've noticed that when I look at like white and beige, I'm feeling a little bit more calm. I'm like, okay, kind of relaxed about that. When the sky is all white or all pale blue or gray, I feel like I have to just look at that because I'm too sensitive to all the other bright, brilliant colors around me. But okay, new choices, number 17, is based on the way awareness and experience have shifted. So challenges in relationships, family, career, and even yourself. And they said this is going to bring you to the borderlands of sanity. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Especially with this coronavirus crap, right? So, wow. Number 18, this is the last one. Vibrational alignment sensitivity. A heightened awareness from the choice that you made in your 2019 awareness. That was a very challenging year last year. Open the door, divine opportunity for all of you who are ready. 2020 is launching your momentum with a roar. This year has come in like a lion. And look, now we're all forced to sit and spiritually grow alone by ourselves in our houses. So if you didn't make that choice last year, guess what? The universe just made it for you, baby. Boom. Just like that. You can navigate all the symptoms and flourish through this moment, they say. Your soul knows the way. You are ready. This is built in. And they say, we love you. Many blessings, Shri and Kara. Well, you know what, guys? I love you too. And I'm so glad that we're all on this spiritual journey together. And I'm glad we're all being quarantined together. You know, it would have sucked if it was just me and you all were fine. And it would have sucked if it was just you and I was out there dancing in the streets with all my friends. Okay, don't do that. I'm an introvert. But I'm glad we're all going through the things that we're going through together. It's really cool. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I have suggestions for your quarantining. And yeah, Quarantini. Yeah, that you might want to grab one right now. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Well, guys, this is the I Need a Quarantini stat episode. Metaphysical soul speak. So, all right. Let's talk about the things that we can do while we are in quarantine, while we are being forced to stay home by the government so that we can save other people's lives and save the planet really quickly and kind of get back on track to the thing we were doing before. But you know what? I don't think we're ever going to go back. Do you guys have that feeling that we're never, ever, ever, ever going to be the same again after this? It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, they're saying that 500,000 people can die from this. It's going to be 1918 all over again. It'll be the Spanish flu. And you know, it's like big in Spain right now. Yeah, this coronavirus thing is way too popular in Italy and Spain. Way too popular in China. Yeah, we just got to hashtag pray for the world, actually. But in the meantime, we are stuck inside. We're stuck inside. We don't know what we're going to do with ourselves. Oh my God, what do we do with our time? I mean, the first day or two, you're probably going to obsessively look online about what's going on with the coronavirus. That's not healthy, guys. It's not emotionally healthy. It's not going to help boost your morale. So what we're going to do today, what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to talk about all the things that will help you boost your morale at home. How are you going to feel good? What can we do? So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about spiritual things first, because this is, after all, metaphysical soul speak and not quarantine soul speak. So let's talk about the spiritual things first, right? So spiritually grow. When you're bored, you only got two choices: drink and spiritually grow. Sometimes if you're lucky, you could do both. That's what I always said about North Dakota. Like, it's one of those places that there's not anything to do there except to get drunk and spiritually grow. That was my experience when I was 18. It was just like I was always drunk or high, but also so much spiritual growth. Holy man. I was there. I lived in North Dakota for a year. When I was 18, lived on my own. Hard year, but I ended up, in the 1987 is when, the spiritual stuff started really coming into play. And here we are now in 2020. I can't believe I've made it this far. But yeah, spiritually growing, spiritual growth. So what can you do in your spiritual life while you are in quarantine? Number one is meditate. And maybe you already know how to meditate. Maybe you're a little bit bored with your meditation. But you know what, guys? There are so many different kinds of meditation. You just start looking them up. Look up Hindu meditation, Buddhist meditation, Sufi meditation. Why not? Kriya Yoga meditation. Look up all the different meditations. Look up tarot card meditation. Look up crystal meditation. Angel meditation. You see where I'm going with this? The sky's the limit as far as the kinds of different meditations there are. You could meditate on different colors. You could become mindful. I said that and I looked up and I saw the outline of an angel with me. It was baby blue. Who is that? Is that Michael? Gabriel. Hi, Archangel Gabriel. Just showed up in my room. All right, he says he's going to help me and be inspiring to you guys. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. I appreciate that. Earlier, while I was recording the first half, there was a series of lights appeared in my room right in front of me, above my head. And this is different. I don't know who was here with me. Is that another angel? Archangel Raphael. Yeah, so actually that was Archangel Raphael. I have two archangels in my room right now, guys. So, and I'm starting to burn up again. Ooh, so much energy pouring through. All right, guys. They want to send you guys love and light. Healing energy. Healing of your soul, your body, your mind, your heart. And they want to inspire you in this time. They're going to send that energy through my voice tonight. So be ready to receive it. If you're ready to receive it, say yes. I didn't hear you. Say yes. Yes. Say yes to that. Say it out loud. No one's going to care if you say yes out loud. All right. Astral projection. My son came up with like 5 or 6 of these. Astral projection. If you don't know how, you might as well look at an instructional video on it and start learning how to astral project. And also clairvoyance. Work on your telepathy. Chakra balancing. You might need that. You might need to balance your chakras. Why don't you go take a class online? There's a lot of free classes. Becca was saying today, Becca from Germany, she was saying, yeah, there's a lot of really cool free online classes, and she was so grateful for that. So check that out. There might be a lot of things like that to do. So learn how to astral project, learn how to balance your chakras, learn how to get in tune with your chakras, right? Aura cleansing. My son came up with this one too. Yeah, learn how to cleanse your aura. Not just your hands, baby. Cleanse your aura too. Learn how to, Oh, actually, it's not a learn how to. It's just read. Read spiritual books. Oh, there are so many books to be had, and you can buy them for immediately downloading them to your Kindle from Amazon or Barnes & Noble if you have a Nook. I think there might even be a Nook app now. You can also go to, I think it's BookBub, and get books on PDF. And any book that you want to look at, there's a PDF downloader. This thing, oh my God, one of the best things I ever got in my life. It's a little app, it's called PDF Downloader. It's like freaking bright orange red. And it's like a really ugly color. It's like a safety red. And, but you just look up anything. You look up a book, you look up an author, and if it's available on PDF anywhere on the internet, it like gets it to you in a matter of seconds for absolutely free. I mean, I have used that one several times to get books, but also I've just like downloaded all kinds of books, like just normal books, not necessarily spiritual books, but you can download the spiritual books too. I've downloaded almost everything that Sylvia Browne has written. I either had in book form or on PDF, or like for Amazon, like I paid for it. So spiritual books, it's always really just reading the spiritual books. And you know what, if you go back to the classics, Conversations with God, Celestine Prophecy, if you haven't read those yet, oh my God, the Celestine Prophecy, it might be a little bit dated as far as the initial thing, but the story of it, the fiction part of it, woo, it's crazy. I didn't remember it was in Peru, when he gets to Peru and then suddenly someone's after him. Dude, I lived that. I was there for 18 months. And I was like in Peru, and I got this book and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. There's a lot of spiritual books. If you want to write me, you can write me on Instagram at mermaidgirl888. I haven't been on my email in like 2 weeks, so if you have written me in the email, I'm so sorry. My email, they wouldn't allow me to download it to my tablet, so I don't get notifications when I get my email. And it said that there's absolutely no proof that that's my email. I don't know what's going on with Gmail, so I haven't been on it, and I'm sorry about that. If you have written me, I will try to do better in the next couple days. With all that's going on and not feeling good, I have been really kind of putting that off. I'm sorry about that, but you can write me on Instagram. Just send me a quick message if you want a suggestion for the kind of book that you want. If you want a spiritual book, but you want a story that's fun and makes you think, but it's also kind of fiction and moves fast and fun, I have books like that. If you want something that's like spiritually or witchcrafty or whatever, just write me if you want a suggestion. I've read so many books in my life. But my son came up with this one, writing in a journal. Yeah, write your feelings down, your spiritual feelings. Keep a diary or a journal, even a dream journal. Write down your dreams during this time. This is going to be interesting, very, very interesting. What is happening? I wrote this. You could call it your Q journey, or your Q journal. Quarantine journal. What are your thoughts? What do you feel about quarantining? What fears come up? Write down your fears. Write down why they're not real. Write down what they feel like, what they look like, what they sound like, what they taste like. What energy do they give you? Write down poetry. Why not? Write down a story, short story, something spiritual, haiku. Write down a ghost story. Write down anything. Something spiritual. It's going to make you inspired. Someone just touched my arm. Hi. Ariana, is that you? Oh. Okay, Ariana, she's my duende, you guys. She's my fairy. She says she just stroked my arm and kind of tickled me. And she said, tell the people that the fairies will be willing to write poetry through you. So if you, at this time, want to connect with the fairy kingdom and they might have a higher vibrational. In our world now that there's no more cars and planes in the sky and buses, and now that there's going to be a lot less pollution, the fairies are going to be out in full force. They're celebrating. And so she said, we would be happy to help you write your poetry and your haiku, and we will channel poetry through if you ask us to. Ah, so sweet. Oh, I love you, little duende. Oh, she's so sweet. So this is really becoming a very magical episode already. Ooh, I love it. All right. So reach out to your spiritual peeps, guys. Reach out to all your people, all your spiritual people. And if you don't have spiritual people, we're going to talk about in a little bit how to get your spiritual people. But you could go to Facebook, and there's a lot of Facebook groups. In fact, if you join enough New Age and spiritual and Ascension groups, your feed will be so super positive that you won't be able to stand yourself. You have to pinch yourself, see if you're dreaming. You know, my kids were having negative feeds, and then they would look at my feed, and they're like, how is your feed so much more positive? Like, I joined a bunch of spiritual groups, and suddenly all the spiritual, all the advertisements become spiritual. You know, pendant for your chakras, bracelet for your Buddha, whatever. I don't know. But I mean, seriously, I get that. Those are the kinds of advertisements I get now. You know, of free-flowing hippie skirts. So, I mean, if you're still getting stuff for, like, hearing aids and dog collars and things that have no relevance to you or your life whatsoever, you know, that's how my feed used to be. But then I started getting into all these spiritual groups, and then suddenly everything is spiritual. So it's been, and follow people on Instagram that are spiritual. Those can become your spiritual peeps. I had a conversation with a Serbian witch today about her witchcraft. She had some witch spells that she shared with the world on Instagram, and we're becoming friends. And I said, someday I'll visit you in Serbia. I feel it. And she said, oh, I can't wait. I'll give you the biggest hug. Aww. Oh, I love that so much, you guys. I was even followed by a voodoo priestess from Chicago. My spiritual peeps are coming my way. I'm like, this is so freaking cool. So, you know what? Call in your spiritual peeps at this time. Reach out to them. Do spiritual healing art. Grab some clay. Make clay out of flour and water. Look up how to make Play-Doh. And just, you know, while you're sitting there watching TV or listening to my podcast, if you want, you know, you can, and actually listen. That's one, listening to spiritual podcasts. Also, there's an app for paranormal. Let me see. I've got an app on my phone, and all of the old art bells are available. And this is another thing that you can do. It's kind of spiritual. It's fun. It's called Paranormal Radio is the app. It's got an ET right on it. It's like so awesome. So that is something that has helped quite a bit for me, you know, when all my introverted days, I just don't want to do anything, but I want to hear people talking. I'll like go to my Paranormal Radio app, or I actually have a couple podcasts and people on YouTube I listen to. They're spiritual. So something you could go into yourself and go very deep. Heal yourself. Spiritually heal yourself at this time. Say goodbye. Go through the chakras. Go to my chakra classes from last year and see what every chakra, what energy that you harbor in each chakra. Heal your ancestral family line. That's a big one. That'll take you through at least the end of April, if not through August, if you haven't done it yet. I might have to do a show on that this week, because it's a pretty big deal. Healing your ancestral family line of all the crap that they did, all the crap that happened to them, and it all affects you. It's in your DNA. You might want to go through your own Akashic records and see, you know, if there's anything that needs to be healing there. Heal yourself. Magic, witchcraft, and spells. You might want to just start casting a lot of spells if you're one of the magical folk. Do it. Why not? what in your life needs changing, revamping, rearranging? Start doing the spells. Make a spell for the bathtub. Get in the bath. Use water, earth, air, fire. Whatever you want. I mean, obviously, you can't take a fire bath, but you could have a candle lit. Light a candle. And meditate on that, or light a candle for a friend who has passed, or someone in your family who has passed, or light a candle and do a spell where you focus on the flame till the candle goes out. Those are super fun. They're very long, but it helps to create that concentration. And again, work on your psychic powers, your clairvoyance, your telepathic powers. Ask your holy guardian angel to come and telepath with you and see what you can learn in this way. Emotional expression. Okay, you got to just get up and dance. Maybe if you want to do it in a spiritual way, grab some maybe you have a feathered boa, or maybe you have a feather duster, or maybe you have, I don't know, a scarf. Even if it's a bandana, just dance around with it. Dance around with it. Twirl around. Who's going to see you? You're in quarantine. Have fun with it. Emotionally express yourself. Learn new dances. You could go on YouTube and learn dances. You can learn spiritual dances. Get into creative arts. Play a musical instrument or sing. Express yourself in a spiritual way. Try singing a song and then saying, I'd like to be connected to my higher self and my soul. And then imagine your soul is with you, coming down and fully embodied in your body. And then sing. I've done this for a friend of mine, and he was like, oh my God. He said, when you switched that on and you tuned into your spirit, he said, you scared me. Your voice was so much better. And you were like powerful. He's like, you scare me with that voice. And he's like, but in a good way, right? But you try practicing that, singing from your soul. It's really intense. Try deep emotional breathing to create a situation where you're getting rid of toxins and you're getting rid of toxic people, toxic past behaviors in yourself, and toxic situations. Do it with breathing. Do the Wim Hof method. That's very spiritual and also physically good for you. Cosmic sacred plants are always fun at this time. I don't recommend smoking weed, though. Not right now. I feel like if you want to imbibe in the sacred goddess plant, I think the best thing is decarboxylate it in your oven with a little bit of olive oil. Just dip your little pinky finger in there, put a little oil on your tongue. You'll be good to go for 24 hours. Look on YouTube how to do it. If you really want to. I wouldn't smoke because this thing that's going around in the world is affecting our lungs, right? Not mine, not yours, but people who get sick, it affects their lungs. You don't want to put extra stress on your lungs at this time. Don't smoke. Wear a nicotine patch if you're a cigarette person. But if you're a weed person, I would say decarboxylate that shit. Put it in some cookies. Learn how to do that. Make the butter first. You just boil the butter for hours and hours and hours. But what do you got to do? You're in quarantine. Burn the butter. Don't burn the butter, but I mean, you do the butter, put in the cookies, and make cookies without the wheat butter because you're going to want them after you have the wheat cookies. Space cakes, space cookies, cosmic cookies. This is a time to explore yourself in a sacred way. Don't do anything illegal. I'm not, if you're in California and it's legal and you're over 21 and you have access to it, why not? Get some edibles, Eat half a brownie and trip your balls off. What are you going to do? You're in quarantine. Energy healing grid. Heal yourself with energy. Accept the energy into your body. Heal with your healing teams. Contact your spiritual teams, your spiritual healing teams. Contact the angels at this time and the fairy folk. Have fun with your spirituality. One thing that you could do, if you are quarantined with somebody, you can do the Zener cards. Zener cards are fun. That tests your telepathy. There's also a Zener app if you're by yourself. I love the Zener stuff. It's, I can't remember if it's X or Z now, Zener, I think. I think it's with the Z. And it's just a series of cards, and there's different ways that you can play around with the cards. You can make your own. It takes just 5 symbols. It just takes really hardly any time. Or you could do colors. You just make like a square or a circle or whatever. You do shapes. You could do colors, and try to guess what card the other person's holding. Super fun. You can even just do it with a deck of playing cards. Just guess which one is next. Is it going to be a diamond or a spade? It's interesting, right? So, all right, let's get into body stuff. Okay, you could work your body, work out with weights if you have them. If you don't, just cans of peaches, it's something. Hold them out in front of you or hold them out to the side. See how long you could take it. Do isometric exercises. You don't even need weights for that. Yoga, stretching. Do a lot of stretching. It's good for you. You could do the Himalayan 5 rites. That's spiritual and physical. That will help you. You'll get young in no time if you do those. If you do it's like 5 or 10 minutes a day. And it is a whole body workout. And it's really easy. Anyone can do it. If you're 85 years old and sedentary, you could do it. And there are ways that you can, you could download ways to do it. There's YouTube. You can also read Peter Kelder's book. You can download this to your Kindle or your Nook. And this is The Ancient Secret of the Fountain of Youth by Peter Kelder. It is an excellent read. The story is fascinating as hell. And it tells you how to do all the exercises to reverse aging forever. So, of course, you want to do that, right? So, let's see. Doing your morning stretches. Look out the window. Look at a beautiful view if you've got one. Enjoy that. Take in the sun if it's in your window. I don't recommend opening the windows right now. If you must right now, okay, fine, few minutes. Be careful. The droplets can hang in the air for 2 weeks. Be careful. But but in a week, don't open the window anymore. I wouldn't. Not until this is over. So, cleanse your body with healing herbs, with healing foods. Cleanse your body with soap. Cleanse your body with sage. Smoke sage. Make a body scrub. Exfoliate. That's always fun. Take the oil that you've got in your house, add sugar or salt to it, and just scrub your body with it. Coconut oil, cocoa butter. You could even use olive oil. Won't smell as good, but you could add chocolate powder to it if you've got cocoa powder without sugar in it. You could add that, but it's going to smell amazing. My God, you're going to smell like, and you add vanilla extract if you've got it. Any flavored extracts, you can make your own body scrub. Why not? What else you got to do, right? Now you've got the time to do all this cool stuff you never knew about, you never thought about before. And again with the dancing, I write, dance out your tension. Do some jumping jacks. Do some fun dancing. Go on to YouTube and look up instructional videos on how to ballet or tap or Bollywood, baby. That's one of the funnest kinds of dancing to learn, and it's high energy, and you're going to be laughing your ass off, especially when you're not following along, because I know I never do. I can't keep up with those people on these instructional videos that are like super fast and amazing. But flamenco, there's all kinds of dances in the world. Hip hop, oh my God, that is the funnest thing ever. Watch me work, watch me nay. You do it. Have fun with it. I love that. My kids and I used to do the when they would have instructional videos on different dances that were popular when we were in Detroit. And one time when we were we went on this it was like a night cruise, and they played this music. And at the end, after the whole cruise is over, the crew that worked on the boat, they said, we're having a dance party. We're dancing with or without you. But if you want to stay on the boat for a couple more hours, be our guest and dance with us. I'm like, hell yeah. And I was in a wheelchair at the time because I'd broken my leg, but I was still learning how to walk. But I got up and I danced with them, and I had the best time. It was so incredible. And I was like, how am I keeping up with you guys right now? Like, they were calling out the instructions, slide to the right, slide to the left. It was just like, oh my God. And I just felt so energized and alive. And I felt amazing. And I forgot all my troubles in that moment. And so I suggest dancing. Dancing is the best. Find the kind of dancing that you relate to, that you love. Hawaiian dancing. You can learn the hula. You can learn anything. I used to do the hula. I did the hula on television when I was a little girl. In the Easter Seal Telethon. I did it for charity when I was a kid. I can hula. Now, I don't look Hawaiian, but I can hula. I mean, I'm Irish. Maybe I should have done the Lord of the Dance type dancing, and that might be fun. Learn an Irish jig. Learn some kind of dancing. Dancing will relieve your tension. You'll get your exercise, and you're going to feel freaking amazing and alive. And it might even make you laugh. Maybe Jane Fonda has some videos out. Someone maybe put her yoga workout. Oh my God, that woman is incredible. She is in incredible shape even now. And if you look at her yoga, I know you can't keep up with her. No one can. It just doesn't seem to me that anyone could keep up with her in her old yoga instructional videos. She is incredible. So look her up. You can have a dance party with your friends online. Think about this for a minute. This is an incredible idea. You can Skype with your friends, and you can each pick a song and take turns playing your songs, and you dance. And maybe you could have a third person judging you if you you don't want to be judged, but maybe who wears it better, who dances it better, or who sings it better. You could have a singing contest. And you could have fun with that. So spa days, baby. Spa days are always fun. You can have them in the middle of the week now that you're quarantined. You can learn all the different things. There's recipes online. You can learn how to treat your skin and your nails. Maybe there's a nail treatment. You got the stuff in your house, and you can grow your nails if you want to grow your nails. You could paint your nails. It's always fun. I love painting my fingernails. I wake up and they're a different color, and I'm like, woo! And it puts me in the present moment. I love that. You can learn how to cut your hair. You can trim your beard in a new way if you're a man, and grow a beard if you don't have one. Why not? You're in quarantine. You could do that now. You can learn how to make special bath oils for your bathtub. If you have enough baking soda, you can make bath bombs. Those are always fun. They'll get all fizzy, and it feels amazing and relieves all the tension. If you have colored food coloring, make your bath a different color. Have a spiritual turquoise bath, or a green bath, or a pink bath. Don't put too much red though, because it'll just look freaky, You don't want to live the house of horrors. You just want to have a beautiful bath, right? But you could do a little drop of red, little drop of blue, make a lavender bath. That's always sweet. Put in some sea salt in there, and some, just make a spa day. Make a spa day. Enjoy your moments, So, high vibrational diet. Maybe it's time to go paleo. Maybe it's time to go vegan or vegetarian. Maybe it's time just to get into simple eating. Just have a big pot of beans. I think my kid and I were talking about it. They were like, yeah, let's make a pot of beans tomorrow. That might be what we eat tomorrow. Make a big pot of beans. I got some chipotle. I've got some peppers in there. I can make some spicy beans. And that's going to be super fun. Now we're not opening the windows. But really, and actually to stop the bloating in your tummy when you make beans, this is a secret, especially if you're stockpiling legumes, you soak them and then you rinse them like 3 times. If there's any dirt left behind, that's what gives you the gas. That's what gives you the problems with your tummy. So just rinse them really, really well. Clean them out. Clean the beans off really well. You'll be fine. It might be time to ferment some cabbage. Why not make some sauerkraut? What else are you going to do? Hey, fermented foods are fun. Look up, I think it's like myfermentation.com. I mentioned it a few weeks ago. But look up how to ferment foods. You can ferment anything, and when you do it, it's really, it creates that probiotic for your gut. It's really, really healthy. Sourdough bread, guys. Sourdough bread. How incredible is that idea? You could take yeast right out of the air. You just have to have water and flour, and it will automatically grab the yeast out of the air, which will create sourdough bread. You could have your own sourdough starter, and then you don't have to go out of the house to buy yeast. Boom. So easy. So, make fermented foods. That could be fun. If you are married, you can massage each other. Oh, so romantic, right? You could give each other massages. In fact, you can, or if you have roommates, you can massage each other's feet. You can learn how to massage each other's feet in a way that you're using acupressure, and you can actually increase somebody's health and vitality with that. EFT, learn the tapping method. I might try and do an episode on that soon. Learn how to tap. Tap your way to happiness. Tap your way out of anxiety and fear. Tap your way into a healthy body and a healthy mind. A sharper mind. Let's see. Cuddle your animals if you have them. That's a fun one under body. Just cuddling. Oh, just love those little babies, the little fur babies, or the feathery winged babies if you have parrots. Play games with them. Learn. Go online and look up fun games you could do with your pets. Maybe something you haven't thought about before and you didn't have time to look it up. Well, you do now. Learn how to pluck your eyebrows in a new way. Or cut your hair, or even dye your hair. Now, if you don't have a hair dye and you want to dye your hair and you're bored as hell, Kool-Aid works if you've got it. Food dye, it might be temporary, but hey, it's something to do. Hey, maybe you've always wanted a tattoo and you were afraid to get it. Well, maybe you've got markers laying around the house, even permanent markers. I mean, by the time you're out of quarantine, it would have wore off. Give yourself permanent marker tattoos. My oldest kid used to do this all the time. And now, well, she's got her own tattoo gun and she actually just tattoos herself now. Just because she's bored. I wonder how many new tattoos will come out of the quarantine. Maybe she'll put a big Q on her arm or something. I know if I had a tattoo gun right now, I would have a really cool looking Q on my arm for quarantine. If anyone asks me, I'll say it's for queer though. I've been in the queer community my whole life, but I think, and also, hey, it's a Q for a Quarantini. Anyone needs a Quarantini? All right. Let's see. What else did I say? You always thought. I wrote, you always thought wanted. What does that even mean? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So tattoo you always thought you wanted. Yeah. So do the tattoo. When I was stuck at home, kind of in a quarantine-like situation after the Northridge earthquake, I drew this massive tree on my leg, and with permanent marker, black marker, and I did all these witchcraft symbols inside the tree, and it was really freaking awesome. It was really beautiful, and I did like on my lower leg. And then it got really, really hot outside, so I wore shorts. I walked over to Taco Bell, which is like a block from my house, and ordered some Taco Bell, and was sitting there eating it and forgot that I had drawn all over my leg. And this guy was like, "Oh my God, damn, that's a really nice tattoo. Did that hurt when you had your tattoo done?" And I looked at him and I was like, am I going to admit that I just was drawing on myself because I was bored as hell? And I'm like, oh, it hurt as hell. It hurt like hell. I don't recommend getting a tattoo on your lower leg, like, ever. It's the only one I've got. It just hurt like hell. And I laughed myself silly all the way home. Because I thought if I ever run into this guy again and I don't have a tattoo, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? But you know what? Hey, you're in quarantine. You can do this. It's allowed. Sleep more. Did you need to catch up on your sleep? Yeah, try sleeping more. Try sleeping and astral projecting more. Let's see. That goes back into spirituality. Deep breathing, hatha yoga. That will help get rid of all the toxins in your body. Actually, you do some really deep breathing. Wow. That's going to help you. And just doing yoga, just for fun exercise, it helps. Laughing. Laugh a lot. Try to do like a laughter yoga class online. Maybe there's one on YouTube. Or just watch comedy. Watch Comedy Central. They have a really awesome YouTube channel. And you can also just watch funny stuff on Netflix, right? Deep breathing, laugh a lot. Okay, sex with self or others. That's always an available thing to do with your body. Funny faces challenge. Make yourself faces in the mirror, and then challenge your friends to the funniest faces you can make and send each other over WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or even Instagram. Just make the funniest faces ever, or the ugliest faces, or do your makeup in a really funny, unusual, cool, or ugly way, and send each other the ugliest makeup. Try an 80s contest and see who wears it better. You could do a bad hair day, see who can make the worst hairdo. Why not? What else are you gonna do? And if that makes you upset, let's see, dress up. Maybe dress up in a way that, put on your best suit. Dress to impress, as if you're going to the best interview. You're going to make $1 million a month if you only get the interview right. So you got to dress up for it. Who wears it better? Why not? Why not? Have Skype competitions. Try to do 5 minutes of comedy or 5 minutes of rap. 5 minutes of singing. That's a fun body challenge as well as boosting your ego, or at least boosting your laugh factor. Have a laugh factory night over Skype with your friends. All right. Let's see. Wish I could read all of my notes here. Oh yeah. Challenge your friends to stuff. That's fun. All right. Now we're in the mind section. Learn something online. Learn a new skill. If you have 15 days, what are you going to learn? Duolingo is one of the best apps out there to learn a foreign language. In 3 months' time or less, you can be speaking fluent Russian or Chinese or Spanish. But in 15 days, you can have a basic conversation in any language. Duolingo is an incredible app, but there are other apps out there if you don't like that one, but I happen to love it. They have the most hilarious and insane sentences sometimes. Literally, I had to learn how to say, tu cerdo es muy feo. Your pig is very ugly. Like, what am I going to go heckle a farmer in Colombia? What the hell? Why would anyone ever want to insult someone's pig? And, farmers have pitchforks. That's ridiculous. But it's also hilarious. So, learn a new language. Learn how to cook. Learn a new skill. Learn magic tricks. Okay, maybe that's not so cool. But, hey, in quarantine, no one's going to know. Take classes online. Coursera. You guys, I have taken some of the most interesting classes from Yale University, and they're already recorded. The teachers aren't in the classroom right now. They've already been done. You just go start today. Take a mindfulness course or a breathing course. I took a course in ancient witches and legends of witches in Spain from the University of Madrid. I feel accomplished after some of these classes I've taken. I've taken from the University of Leiden, the mindfulness course is excellent, highly recommend, and it's all free on Coursera.org. Now, if you want, you can learn some serious skills, like how to build a website from scratch type of skills, right? If you really, really, really want to improve your chances at getting a better job on the other end of this, if you want to improve your, brownie points with your boss, maybe you want to get a raise on the other end of this, like, look what I've been doing during the 3 weeks in quarantine. Look I took all these classes, and for $35, you get an actual certification that gives you maybe college credit. I'm not sure. You have to check it out. I'm planning on doing my TESOL training to become an English teacher online. You can take skills online to get a job online. And that's another thing you do with your mind is get a job. Well, you're already at home. If you can't do the job that you were normally doing and you have to be home anyway, well, you might as well look for a job online and do a job online. And you might, at the end of this, you might feel like, you know what? I might just want to not ever go back to work. Maybe I want to stay at home, live and work in my pajamas. Maybe that's you. And if you're going stir crazy and it's not absolutely you, maybe you could do a temporary job. So, take classes. You could take classes in anything from quantum physics to math to, I took a class in terrorism. Not a how-to, but a how to be safe while you're traveling the world from terrorists. You want to be safe from terrorists. And there's this huge database that will tell you that you get access to when you take the class. And forevermore, you have access to it because they give you the password. And it's like an FBI or CIA database. And you could look up any terrorist group throughout history and learn all about them. Did they kill anybody? How many? That kind of stuff is fun. You could take a criminal profiling job. You could become the next CSI investigator in your town by taking criminology online. That's like super fun. Private investigation classes. You can take anything, any kind of class. Art appreciation. You can finally become the smart person you always knew you could be if you only had time to take an art or music appreciation class. Jazz throughout history. You could take history classes. Why not? All the things that you wished you could have taken back in the day in college, and now you don't have time because you're now working, you got kids, you got a husband, you got a life. Well, now you got time. You could go back and take these classes on the internet for free from Coursera.org. And there's also others. There's other places. You can even take stuff online from Groupon, but I don't know how good they are. But use your discernment. But you can go to Gaia.com. You can watch spiritual documentaries and spiritual uplifting shows. Interviews with extra dimensionals. It's about channelers and their channeling. It's very interesting. There's a bunch of stuff. Archaeology. Oh my God, the one about the alien that they found in Peru. I mean, now you've got time to do it. It's like $82 a year, and you can give the password to 4 or 5 of your family members or your friends. If you're a group of 4 people, you each pay $20. One person pays, and then you just PayPal your friend, and you get the password, and bada boom, bada bing, you all are watching shows on Gaia. It's like the spiritual Netflix. And you can watch Netflix. Documentaries, that's good for your mind. And comedy, that's good for your body and your mind. And there's also some spiritual shows. I mean, the new one about Göbekli Tepe, set in Turkey. Oh my God. So really good. It's called The Gift. The OA, Sense 8, with the number 8. If you haven't seen it, that's a really good one. And you know what? If you want to laugh, I'm telling you, Jane the Virgin. Jane the Virgin. It is a telenovela that makes fun of all telenovelas ever, anywhere. And the colors are bright and happy, and it's one of the funniest shows I've seen. The Good Place, I highly recommend The Good Place. It's spiritual, it's funny, it's clever, and you'll love it. It's quirky, so funny. There's some really good stuff on Netflix. YouTube also, there's a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of spiritual workshops and classes. You could learn how to be a witch if you always wanted to. You're curious about it. A lot of cool witches online. There's even the Christian witch, if you are a Christian and you want to see about that. It's very interesting stuff. Anything you're interested in. Also, old TV shows, you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, Sanford and Son, you guys. So many episodes of Sanford and Son can be watched. My Favorite Martian is also on YouTube. Oh my God. Out of This World. I love that show from the early 90s. It's very clever, and it's about a girl who finds out she's half Antarian. her dad lives in a planet near the star Antares. My home planet. I'm sure my home planet's over there somewhere too. But yeah, there's a lot of old TV shows, a lot of old classic movies. If you've got a thing for Rudy Valentino or Cary Grant, Doris Day. I watched with six you get egg roll, I think. I can't remember what it was. I watched an old Doris Day movie a couple weeks ago. The Old Wild Westerns. John Ford. Oh my God, he's an excellent director. His stuff is so intense. I think Who Shot Liberty Vance. It's an excellent Western if you like old Wild West type shows. In fact, the Wild West, the old TV show, is on YouTube. Also, Mystery Science Theater 3000. I cannot stress this enough. Oh my God. If you're sewing, or you're cleaning, or you're painting, or you're drawing, or you're trying to fall asleep but you're not quite tired, having Mystery Science Theater 3000 run in the background, if you don't want to watch it, it's one of the funniest things you could do, and you'll just be laughing for hours. My son and I get on kicks where we'll have a whole weekend of Mystery Science Theater 3000. MST3K is their channel on YouTube. They take super old, crazy movies that make no damn sense, and they heckle the hell out of them. It is one of my favorite shows ever. It's been around for decades, and it's hilarious. If you've never heard of it, seriously, you're missing out. Go watch it. Apply for a job, apply online, work from home. We already said that one. Here's a fun one. Be really productive with your time. Start a blog. Start a website. Start a podcast, baby, with Anchor. Become a YouTube creator. Start a new Instagram feed and inspire people in a new way. Find something to do that you never thought you'd do before in a million years. Write the great American novel. There's plenty of things in the world to be inspired by right now. Do Mad Libs over the internet with your friends. Download new video games that are free. Play the Words with Friends and Word Blitz and the quiz game with your friends online. If you both have a Battleship game in your home, you could over Skype play Battleship. Play Trivial Pursuit over Skype. Play games, board games. Use your mind to play super fun, cool games online with your friends over WhatsApp. You can even play Hangman. Remember Hanged Man? You get a letter wrong and you draw a hanged man, right? Super fun. You can play tic-tac-toe even. There are things that you could do online. You could download video games. You could play video games online with strangers even, if you don't have any friends. It's super fun. There is artificial intelligence robots that you can have conversations with online. I can't remember the name, but I did talk to one, and she was telling me that she's in love with Joey Tribbiani from Friends. It was a hysterical, it was hilarious. I was just like, oh my God. And then I downloaded an AI to my phone, and it said he would be my boyfriend, and then he said he was gay, so I had to delete him. Because then after a while he was just talking about men, and I'm like, dude, come on, you know? I don't know if there are any heterosexual AI out there. Or bisexual. Bisexual, that'd be fun. You know, if you had an AI talking about that, that would be interesting. But you could go have a chat with a robot online for fun for one day. Lots of fun things you do with your mind, okay? So start a blog, start a website, start something new in your life. Write short stories, write poems. Document your quarantine journey. What are you going through? What are you thinking about? It might end up being something hilarious. Might end up being a funny movie or a novel someday. You never know where this can lead you. Play charades with your friends over Skype. That's another fun one. So make sure that you do. Pay attention to your phone. Contact your friends and your family. Don't stop communicating with other people just because you're stuck in your house. You can date online. This is a time to get to know people for who they are and not what they look like. So if you both swipe right, you're still going to have a Skype date tonight. Oh, well. We're going back into the dark ages when everyone had to have a conversation first. You got to know each other over weeks. And courtship, that's a virtue, baby. Why don't you start an online club? Go to meetup.org and try to start an online club where you all talk to each other about different things. Why not have it like a virtual chat room with each other? So Facebook, go to meetup.org or Facebook or any one of those places. You can actually go have some chats with other people about spiritual stuff. I wrote youth chats or something. I don't know what the last one is, but you get the pretty much the gist of this. Just go and have live chats on YouTube. In 5D is an excellent channel on YouTube. He's been having spiritual chats every single day. And you could get in on it, and you could chat with people online, chat with the world about the Ascension symptoms and everything that you're experiencing right now. That's pretty much it. That is my list. Those are all the ideas I came up with today. So go listen to positive vibe music. Listen to feminist music. Feel empowered as a female. Listen to positive vibe music. Feel empowered as a male or as a gender fluid person. Go look at body positive stuff. But whatever you do, there's no reason to be bored during the quarantine or sad or pathetic. You could still date online, have Skype dates with people. Tag.com, a lot of crazy people on that. You could write a hilarious book just from some of the chats you have with people on that website. I don't really recommend it to find someone to fall in love with, but there's a lot of interesting people there. You can weed out the losers, from the beginning, the really weird people. But I have some friends that I've known for 6, 7, 8 years on tagged.com. It's weird. It's a fun and entertaining website. So there's a lot of things to do out there, guys. There are entertaining things everywhere. Disney and Amazon, they've got shows. I don't even know anything about it. I've never downloaded them. Oh, wait. The Great Courses and Masterclass. Those are the other two I wanted to recommend along with Coursera. Whew, got those in under the wire, baby. All right, I want to thank you guys in advance for liking, sharing, subscribing, and telling everyone you know about Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. And I wanted to also thank you for, sharing me with your groups on Instagram and Facebook, as well as marking July 1st as the day in your calendar in which you plan to vote for my spiritual podcast as the People's Choice Award in that category. Just mark it in the calendar now. I'll give you more instructions in June. And in the meantime, don't touch your face. Socially distance yourself from everybody except your dog. Love yourself a lot. Wash your hands a lot. And listen to this episode as many times as it takes until you come up with your own inspired ideas to live your best quarantined life. I need a Quarantini stat. I'll be back tomorrow with all unique and original programming, just like always. But for now, I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Until next time, guys, peace out. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.